Space Engineers. So this is an update video for Space Engineers Update 1.186. The update included visual, audio, and wheel updates. Honestly, I did not get to the wheels at all. I don't know anything about them because the rest of the update contains so much that I couldn't even get to it. Now, here's a little warning first. I have done one rant video before people complained. So if you don't like rant videos, move along, because I got a lot to say about this one. It's not all bad, but I do have a lot to say about this one. So let's start with the visuals. My overall opinion, fucking looks like shit. The lighting looks incredible. Look at the contrast on my swan over here. Look at the contrast between the light and the dark. Love it. On the big ships, it's the same thing. Inside, where it's dark, it is dark. But where there's lights, it illuminates everything. It's nice. You need lights, and they work. That is fantastic. Look at the moon. Holy shit, that looks incredible. That's what the moon looks like when I look at it through my dots and scope. That contrast of light and dark, amazing. Love it. So, that is fantastic. I was talking to DHR Mike and Lord Wiseman about this earlier, and they were talking to Fifth before that, so I didn't get the chance to talk to him myself, but this is actually his station right here that my SRS cruiser is hooked up to. First thing I noticed, the color palette is a little off, which they updated the color palette. This orange is not the same orange as my SRS cruiser was before. This white is a little darker. Everything's a little darker, and that's fine. That's completely fine by me. That's kind of what they were gunning for. Where'd the swan go? There it is. They wanted everything to look a little darker, and with the lighting contrast, it does. Hold on, bear with me. So, I don't know what they did in this update, but something's up with the textures. These textures look horrible. And I was watching a video I recorded yesterday. It's a new shipyard episode that'll be out soon, but this is going up first. And it's before the update. And if you look, it's like the textures are like this. I mean, you look at this. This is like a drop pod I had designed before my computer had died on me. Excuse me. If you look, you can see the textures, but they're gray. They're gray with the gray. They contrast really well, and so it doesn't take your eye away from the design. If you look at this, I mean, that's all I can see is these lines everywhere, and it makes it hard to look at the actual ship itself. And I mean, look at this metallic shine to everything. It just, no. I do not like it at all. Now, one of the things DHR Mike was saying was when it comes to the color palette, they should have a choice of chrome, flat, like matte flat, or glossy, like they do in car games. And actually, I think that is a great idea, because then if you're building something that's metal and you want a metal look about it, you can give it a shiny metal look. If I want something to be that shiny. But that's one of the things, like when you look at all these fucking overblown textures, it doesn't look like it should shine. I mean, why is there a shine to it? There shouldn't be. It just, I don't know. Needless to say, I am not a big fan. Now what I do like, well, real quick before I get onto that, when I started the game, this option, post-processing option, was turned on, which is like this blur effect fisheye lens filter, which isn't bad, okay, but it's really meant for cinematic stuff, and I think that's cool, and it even has, especially with me having the cursor off and all that, and the HUD off right now, it gives you a bit of an immersive feel, but it does look a little odd. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but it's a nice feature. I do actually like it. It just should not be on by default. I think that looks weird. Like, when I first saw the update and I started up the game and I saw this, I'm like, wow, this looks like garbage. This looks awful. But it's kind of grown on me. I do like it. I would definitely use it for cinematics. I've actually been itching to do a cinematic video. So, next up. There it is. Go ahead and shut that off. I do like that audio. I like the breathing. Some of the doors and such have new audio to them. The doors move much smoother now. And I've always liked the realistic sound of, you know, you only get sound of what you're touching, that kind of stuff. If there's air, you can hear sound from a distance, but there's no sound in space unless you're touching it. But yeah, if you come here, look at how fast those doors move. I like it. And the old doors, which I don't know if you know what? This is, like I said earlier, this is 5th Station. Oh, God, that glare. That shine. Does he have? Oh, I thought he did. Damn it. I like that too. Come on. Ugh. I like that. Alright, let's put down one of the old doors. There we go. I like that. I think it sounds good. That is an excellent change. Delete that. That's with my helmet still down too. So, I mean, yeah, if you look at these blocks, what's with the like chipped paint texture, but everything is so noticeable. It's too dark. It's just, it doesn't contrast with the lighter color very well. It makes everything way too noticeable. It pops and it's weird looking. So I don't much care for the visuals. Love the audio. And I'm waiting to test the wheels, which I will. But that being said, other than my already recorded shipyard video, I don't know how I feel about this. We'll see. Hopefully they'll change the textures and get it back the way it was. Now, just, you know, looking at that, what it reminds me of, the way the textures are now, is when they first released the new blocks. This is my Lucille, and this is what it looked like when they first released all the blocks. Come on, there we go. And if you look at that, same thing. It's the super detailed lines and everything, and everybody complained. They're like, wow, the small blocks look like shit. And they changed how everything looked. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. And soon after, everything started looking a little better. Like you're looking at this fighter. I mean, you can see, if you look in here, you can actually see the, oops, the detail in the armor blocks, but they're faded. They're not. They're just like a different shade. They're not. They're not black. There's no black lines. Just grid working all over your ship. So hopefully, Keen will change that. Now, this is my rant on this whole thing. Why are they making visual changes to the game? I don't understand it. It is not even close to the highest priority of any serious Space Engineers gamer. 2 years ago, they changed the netcode. It went from an okay netcode to this quote-unquote amazing netcode that is a piece of shit, and is the whole reason I did not make the Glorious Adventures, because the game was unplayable in multiplayer. And even now, most of the time it's good, and it's actually gotten a lot better. But there are times where I'll just be in local multiplayer and I will rubber band everywhere, or a friend will rubber band everywhere, or like as a host I'll have absolutely zero issues, but all the people that are in my world I'll be like, wow, this is just unplayable. And then sometimes it's the same way if I am connected to somebody else, like, wow, this is unplayable. It's not all the time, but it often is. Why aren't they working on that? You've got all these empty Space Engineers servers out there. You know, it's like nobody wants to play this multiplayer. And then you have no AI in the game. There's no drones, there's no ground spawn, there's barely quote-unquote pirates. So you can't play it single player. You can't play it multiplayer. You literally have just this dead empty world that you're collecting resources in. Why? What good is these visual updates if there's nothing to fucking do? Why aren't they? They made good AI. The company, Good AI, specifically to make AI. Where's the fucking AI? Even if it's shitty AI, at least it's there. Why do we have the same star system? As soon as they came up with planets, they had this star system, that's it. If I want to enjoy anything else, I have to use mods. Well, if I use mods, then I can't use like spawning mods to spawn ground structures on these planets. They only work here, which used to be in the game, but then they took it out. They used to pop up pirate bases on the ground if you wanted them. They're gone. Why are they gone? Well, if it's for performance reasons, they've been working on performance. Alright, that's wonderful. Why aren't they adding stuff like that back in instead of doing these visual updates? Where the fuck is that hydrogen engine? The hydrogen, it wasn't even a generator. It was like you put in ice and it's a power generator. It's like an emergency generator. They showed it on a car in a teaser. Where the fuck is the windmill that they teased? Where's the pistol that they teased like a year and a half ago? The pistol's not really all that important to me, but they teased it and then they never released it. Where is this content? What is making them think that this is the important stuff? The skybox. They changed it. They had updated the skybox from that old shitty one with the asteroids to a decent skybox. Nobody really had much issue with it, mostly with just the lighting of it, and that's about it. Then they switched to the bright blue one. This one. I actually liked this one. A lot of people didn't like it, but I enjoyed it. I just felt the lighting should have been darker, which is what they added in this update. So I guess Keen's reasoning for this was they wanted to go back to the color palette of the original release of the game. But they didn't want to make the sky too dark. They wanted it a little brighter, so they went with gray. But they just changed the dynamic lighting in the game to make it darker. So you want us to feel like we're in space and it's immersive, but then you don't want to make it look like space. I feel like I'm in a graveyard at night. It's gray. Why? Why? God, it looks terrible. Oh, I am finding this practically unplayable. I guess Fifth said the same thing, and you know what? After a little while of thinking about it, I have to agree with them. I think this looks terrible. If they fix the textures, I'll play, but I'll use a skybox, because this just looks awful. Keen, I hope you change it. Last bit I would like to add, Darth Sith Skeeter messaged me earlier. Go ahead and sign in real quick. Oh, he must have signed off. Right here. He sent me this. He was like, you know, if you agree, go ahead and sign it. You see, there's Skeeter, there's K Medlock, which he's on my friends list. Jura7, he's another big blueprinter on the workshop. Titan in the Mist is one. And it says, small block grids, since small block grids are airtight and have a great possibility of exterior and interior detail, I suggest doors for small grids, small grid windows, and open control seats / flight seats. I agree. They keep talking about all these improved performances to the game, and I do feel the game is improved up until this update. And actually, this update kind of killed my frames about 20 frames a second. While still being on high detail, I'm kind of left in awe. Luckily, I have a new case for my computer I'm going to switch over soon. I've been meaning to. I just haven't had the time. With a new video card. A much better video card. And I've got a decent one now. I just have a good one sitting off to the side. So I have to agree with this, and I was talking to DHR Mike about it, and he was saying, you know, it would really kill performance in the game. Well, one of the things that they've been doing is updating the performance of the game. Now, I still don't think that, you know, small grid should get like jump drives or anything like that. Um, and I know that they were trying to cut down on using interiors and small ships because that's meant for more for the big ships. And, you know, the equivalent of one small ship block is still the equivalent of one large ship block as far as processing power used in the game. So you're using a small ship with more blocks than a large ship, you get this tiny ship that's actually lagging out the game more than the big ship. I get that. But again, the performance is better. People are already doing this with the game. It's just annoying the builders. They're already building small, you know, large small ships, or small ships gone large. You might as well add this. So I'm probably going to go ahead and make a profile, and I'm going to sign this. Feel free to look it up and check it out. If you agree with this, you know, go ahead and make a comment and vote. I think they should add this. I think this is an important update, and clearly a lot of the blueprinters agree as well. So anyway, that's all I've got to say about this for today. I'm sorry if my rant bothered you, but I do not like this update. Most of it anyway. I hope the wheels work out. I might do a separate video on that if there's enough impact on the wheels. So anyway, I hope you actually enjoyed, and if you did, please hit the like button. I'll see you guys later.